Good evening and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be working on my winter sowing. So if you'd like to see what I'm getting up to, stay tuned. If you've never done this before, all I've done is saved some jugs, some white jugs, water jugs, vinegar jugs. Those are usually the jugs that I tend to have. And I'll put some aside just for this purpose. I've never actually winter sown before, but I have done this very same step and process for a spring project when I was trying to grow some herbs. So this will be my first time winter sowing, but I've done this process before. So I have my jugs. I've already cut them, and I've cut them so that they have like a little hinge in the back. I didn't cut them all the way through. I ran out of sticks, the little tongue depressors. So I'm just going to use a takeaway knife and a takeaway fork. I keep these for conveniences when we are out and about and we're going to eat something, and then I have some disposable takeaways with me. So I've just made a label for what I'm going to plant, put it on the arm of the fork or the knife, and I've placed it inside of my jug. Now this soil is dry because I just put it in there. This is a potting mix as well as a seed starting mix. I mixed a little bit of it together because I ran out. And so I'm just using what I have. Use what you have. You don't have to go and break the bank and buy something new. I made my own seed starting mix. So I used coconut coir, some perlite, and a little bit of fertilizer. And I'm just gonna moisten the soil so the soil isn't dry, because this soil is very dry and I do not want to start out with dry soil. Now I can see the holes are working at the bottom because the water is penetrating all the way through. I can see it leaking out from the bottom, which is a good thing. And it seems like this soil might be a problem because it is still not moist. That is so bizarre. So you basically want to start out with moist soil, and it is indeed running all the way through as it is filling up the saucer that I have at the bottom. All right, so now it's starting to moisten up quite well. I want to make sure it is moist because I am going to be putting this outside. I might do it tonight. I might do it in the morning. And I'm going to try to not water this until I see that it needs water. I'm going to be taking a look at through the hole, the top of the hole up here. I'm going to be looking through there to see if it needs water. I'll spray it, and if it doesn't need water, I won't mess with it. So now this is starting to absorb the water. I'm going to pour this water off because I don't want it to get too wet. So let me do that, and I will be right back. Now that I know what I want to sow, I have my soil moistened. I have my marker inside of my jug. I'm going to sow my seeds. Now I'm hoping that this is going to work because I collected these in, what does the bag say? In 2020. So I'm hoping that these are going to work. This is my Henry clematis. And that in 2020, that was the first time that I sowed seed for clematis before, or actually saved seed. 2020 was the first time I saved seed from this plant. It was the first time this plant set seed. So I'm truly hoping that this is actually going to work, because I'm not certain of it. So I'm taking my fork and I am just spreading these out, and I'm going to show you in just one quick second. I'm just going to try to get this. I don't want to have any water on my hands. I want to show you this seed. This is a hairy little seed. Can you see that? Let me get another one. No, I'll get a few so that you all can see. These are hairy little seeds, so that when the wind blows, it'll blow these around. And these seeds are really, really tiny. I don't know if you guys can see at the very tip right there. That's the seed. Can you guys see that? I'm not sure what you all can see, but right there, that is the seed. So I am just going to now close up my bags. I don't want to lose these. And I am going to get some of my seed sowing mix that I created myself. And I'm using a recycled bag. And I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to grab a little bit of, and this is coconut coir, perlite, and a little bit of fertilizer, because this is going to be in here for a good 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm really hoping that I can get some clematis to grow. Cover that up right there. And I'm just now going to take the back of my hand and just press them down so they get contact with that moist soil. And I'm not going to moisten this soil that I just put here, because it is coconut coir and it is going to absorb any of the extra moisture on the top of that soil that's wet. So I'm not going to add any more water. And then all I'm going to do is close up my jug. Now I have some tape around here, and once I get to that point I will show you, but I am going to tape this container up, take the cap off like so, and then place this outside in an area kind of close to the house, close enough to where if it snows or it rains, there's going to be water that's going to drip in here so that I won't have to water it. So I'm going to speed this process up because I have a lot more seeds to sow, and I'm not going to take you real time, but I want to show you how I'm doing it. I am nearing the end of my winter sowing, and I just wanted to show you that this container is a different type of water jug. Hope you guys can see it. It's square, and I just cut along one of the seams like here at the bottom, and I'm actually going to use this to plant up 4 different types of seeds. I'm going to plant some chamomile, some self-heal, some sweet marjoram, and some salvia. These are all herbs. So I'm just going to section off where I have my markers and place my seed. I'm going to do one in real time, and then I'm going to speed it up. So I'm going to place my salvia. I have some really pretty, they call that blue. I call it purple. Looks purple to me, so that's what I call it. But in the horticultural world, that's considered blue. So I am going to open up this packet, and this is a container-friendly salvia. I try to get as many container-friendly plants and herbs and food that I can get, but I don't shy away from seed that does not indicate it is container friendly. This package is taking me a minute to get it open. I am sitting here fighting. It's late in the day and I am apparently tired because I am really fighting with this packet. My goodness, it should not take this much effort to open up a seed packet. All right, got it open. And they're really tiny seeds. There aren't a lot of seeds in here. Let me show you guys. Hang on one second. I hope you guys can see right there in the corner. There are not a lot of seeds in here. So I'm just gonna pour some into my hand. Hopefully I can get them in my hand and not on the floor, because that would be really disappointing. I've made a right good mess down here, so I would not be able to distinguish them from the dirt. So I'm just going to take them and I'm going to sprinkle them right along where I have my tag for salvia. And I'm just going to sprinkle just a few of them right along there like that. Now I am going to cover this over with a little bit of soil once I'm done, but right now I'm going to finish planting these up and I'll be right back. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to be planting my last herb of the evening. I have a few more things that I might plant. I'm on the fence about it. We shall see. I'll think on it for a couple days. But I am going to plant some catnip. And it looks like I don't have that much. Oh, I've got a little bit in here. Let's see. I've got a little bit in this bag. I've already moistened the soil, so I'm going to see if I can just sprinkle this from inside of the bag. Don't need a lot of it, so that should be enough. There was a nice little pinch down in the bottom of that bag, and I have another maybe 2 more pinches left in this little packet. I knew a friend of mine told me she was going to gift me some of her catnip that's growing in her yard. So if this doesn't grow, then I will be getting some catnip from her yard, but I'm going to be planting catnip. When I told my spouse I was going to plant catnip, he thought I was crazy. He's like, what for? The cat doesn't need that. That's like drugs for the cat. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of soil on top. I was going to spray the seeds, but I've changed my mind. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of soil on the top like so. And then I'm going to press it in. That way it gets contact with the soil. And then I'm going to put some tape on this container. And that is it for me. I'm going to place these outside. It is dark. It is well past my bedtime. So I am going to put these outside and call it a night. I hope you guys enjoyed this content as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. And if you did, do me a favor. Share this video. Like this video. If you feel so inclined, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.